If you're a do-it-yourselfer, there are a number of online programs that you can use to file your taxes. But if you feel like you need some help, you might consider visiting a tax preparer. But not everyone thinks that students having electronic devices in the classroom is necessarily a bad thing. But when it comes to issues involving vehicles and pedestrians, there's plenty of blame to go around.
Teachers have been fighting for students' attention for years, and now electronic devices are further complicating matters. Chris Sells has more in this Bobcat Update.
Students with cell phones, iPods, or laptops are a pretty common sight in this digital age.
I do use my laptop, but I never take notes on it. I just write down my notes. And cell phone, I do text once in a while. Some people just want to get together or whatever.
I pretty much do it every day. I mean, it kind of gets distracting a little bit when I'm actually trying to pay attention, but it's really nice when you're really bored.
But how do professors feel about these distractions in the learning environment?
Journalism and communication students at some point have to learn how to take notes and how to be good listeners. You don't take your laptop in, but the CEO calls you in and tells you what he wants you to do that night.
Classroom rule: no cell phones seen or heard. Reason for this rule: successful professionals are discreet cell phone users.
But not everyone thinks that students having electronic devices in the classroom is necessarily a bad thing.
You know, I think there's a place for them in the classroom, and it's just a matter of self-control. You know, students being able to control themselves and professors being reasonable about it. So, you know, I'm conflicted, I guess. My attitude is that you're in college and you're an adult and you choose whether or not you want to pay attention.
Still, before you decide to tweet in class, take some time to think about how you'd feel if the shoe were on the other foot.
How would it be if I were just to toss the ball while I'm giving a lecture? You see, that would be distraction. No one would get anything out of class.
For Bobcat Update, I'm Christopher Sells.
Whether you're walking around campus or driving, pedestrian safety is something you should be aware of. Christopher Sells has more in this Bobcat Update.
In battles of man versus car, the car is almost always the winner. Knowing this, it's important to try to avoid confrontations altogether. But on a campus the size of Texas State, with a student population of nearly 30,000, this is easier said than done. Laws are broken and safety precautions are overlooked, and then the finger pointing begins. But when it comes to issues involving vehicles and pedestrians, there's plenty of blame to go around.
We're not very safe about it. None of us are, because we're students. We have the right of way. We're people. And it's kind of annoying because we really don't have the right of way when there's two cars coming at you.
Pedestrians disobey traffic laws and drivers don't yield the right of way. And in the end, a relationship that should be courteous ends up being adversarial. If everyone would be more careful and pay greater attention, the campus would be much safer.
Even though you're in a crosswalk, you still need to be aware, because somebody's going to come down through that intersection, not stop, miss the stop sign, and, you know, drive slower. Just be aware of your surroundings.
The university spends time repainting crosswalks and making sure that crossing signs are functional, but that's not enough. Each of us has to take on the responsibility of making sure that we're a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. That way, when someone asks, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" we can say, "To get to the other side, safely." For Bobcat Update, I'm Christopher Sells. Texas State University is upping the ante on recycling. A new pilot program is in the works for the LBJ Student Center. If enacted, the program would promote the recycling of bottles, cans, paper, and organic waste. The organic waste would be turned into compost and kept in an off-campus facility. It would be used to fertilize campus flower beds and sports fields. As of now, 100% of the trash from LBJ goes to landfills. The Texas Department of State Health Services has launched a new campaign to boost organ, tissue, and eye donor registration. They will be using local media outlets to increase awareness and to educate people about the process. There are nearly 9,000 people in Texas waiting for life-saving organs, but only about 270,000 registered organ donors. Last year, more than 500 people died in Texas after not receiving a needed transplant. If you'd like more information about the campaign or to become an organ donor, visit www.donatelifetexas.org.